Mega Mike the Movie Man here, or well, tonight, Mega Mike the Horror Man. Welcome to my channel. We have an awesome, fun live stream for you all tonight. Hopefully, we got some horror fans out there because tonight's theme is going to be a possession stream. I always have trouble with that word, but basically, if something takes over another entity, like an unholy presence of sorts, that's what we're talking about. Those horror movies specifically. And I'm joined today by an awesome panel of blue tubers. And how this is going to work is we're going to go through 5 rounds going over our 5 favorite horror possession movies. And then we'll have some honorable mentions at the end as well. So if yours doesn't get pulled in the first 5 rounds, stick around because we will get to those honorable mentions. And as I bring people out, just a reminder, make sure you possess that subscribe, like, and comment and super chat to mega support the channel. That is always greatly appreciated. And we're going to have a fun time here. So definitely keep those comments coming in. We're going to make this very interactive tonight. So let's bring in somebody else that hates Skinamarink just as much as me. We got to bring him in here. Nate, we suffered through it. I don't know how we made it through that one.
It's almost a bonding experience. Watching someone else, knowing someone else who saw it, and chatting with them. Yeah, what a piece of crap.
Oh my gosh, it's probably my least favorite movie of all time. That's
on my list of bottom 10, possibly. Yeah, I really didn't like it.
I know. I'm gonna have to apologize to Tim now about Dunkirk. I mean, it's just oh my gosh, that was a tough one. So whoever makes it through that movie, you deserve an award of some sort. I mean, good on you.
Treat yourself to a nice meal afterward because you earned it.
All right, and then we also got to bring in another big horror fan here. We got to bring in Venancio. How we doing out there?
What's going on? Versus Loco, the horror cholo in the building with Mega Mike. Happy to be here, man. Very happy to be here. Honored. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for joining in. I'm like, I got to get some horror fans in here tonight. And one Vin wasn't enough. I actually had to double stack the Vins and get another Vin horror fan. How we doing out there, Vin?
Yeah, happy to be here as well. I know my channel isn't, it doesn't scream horror fan channel, but if you look behind me and the vast majority of my horror or my physical media collection, I would say about 35 to 40% is horror, which is pretty high. So I'm pretty pumped to talk about some horror tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, just looking at your shelf behind you and everybody's shelf so far right now, I mean, you guys got a lot of horror titles back there. I'm like, my shelf is like so little in comparison. So I know you guys are gonna have some awesome picks tonight. So let's get in. Another horror fan, of course. He likes to give the horror people haircuts out there because he's a horror barber.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Thanks, Mike. Always have fun on these streams talking movies, but tonight, especially Possession Horror, got a lot of horror behind us. But yeah, excited to get talking. Thank you for having me, man.
Oh, of course. And I know horror is your specialty, so I'm like, I got to get Rob on a horror stream soon to see that collection. So I'm glad I was able to get you on here. And then we got to talk about another big horror fan who just makes the most amazing slip covers that I have to find out how to order. I want some custom slip covers over here, Side Hustle Cinema. Can we order slip covers from you yet?
Yeah, I have an eBay store, and it's Side Hustle Cinema, so you can go there if you want to pick any up. But yeah, I feel like I need to be sitting in front of my movie collection now.
I felt the same way. I'm like, I got Funko Pops behind me. Yeah, but it's all right. You still got some good stuff back there, so we'll make it work.
The top shelf Stephen King, so that's pretty good.
That counts. You're good. All right, let's see who is in the comments tonight. It looks like we got a great audience here. We got Adrian saying, hello there, Mega Mike. Alex saying, just got home from Best Buy, spent $66.07 on 3 Steelbooks, Cloverfield, Reservoir Dogs, and Fast 9 to complete my Fast and Furious collection. Cloverfield is definitely a great one. Reservoir Dogs, another great one. So you had some good picks in there, absolutely. We got Robert Makes a Cut. Hey, everyone. We got that spicy 4K action in here. We got, hey, Mike, Venancio, panel, and chat. Looking forward to this.
Stuff spicy.
Robert Makes a Cut says, for show. Holland says, good evening. Time for Azuzu. I'm guessing that's a horror possession movie. Is that?
You'd be guessing correct.
Okay, because I have not seen it yet, but
Nope.
we'll get the Pazuzu going. All right, nice segue. Evil King Roo says, "Yo, I'm here. I probably won't stay the whole stream, but I will as long as possible, of course. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in." Robert makes a cut. Skinamarink sucks the big one. It is pretty bad. It is. Yeah, it's. I don't know what happened, and apparently it's like a 15,000 budget. I don't know where the budget went because I did not see it on screen. It was overpaid for. Alex says, "What movie?" We're talking about Skinamarink. If I'm saying it correctly, I don't even know if I am.
Yep, that's right.
Kenny Clip says, "Hello, Mike. I am sick, so happy I have something to entertain me." Of course, Kenny, that is why we're here, and we hope you get better quickly. Robert McScott says, "Wow, what a panel. Damn, what a treat. What an esteemed panel. Yes, horror and more. Looking forward to y'all's picks on possession movies. There's some good ones out there. There definitely are a lot of them."
What a great name. Horror and more. I like that.
That's a great name. Absolutely. Got the
wish I was
original
more clever.
Buzz. Hey, Mike and company. How's it going? And Evil Kangaroo, I've been into horror lately, so I'm excited to see your guys' picks. Yeah, we're going to give you our favorites out there, so you're going to have a good place to continue your horror collecting journey. Absolutely. All right, so we're going to start with our fifth favorite, and we're going to have, of course, Nate. We're going to have Nate start out here because he is so great, because his name is Nate.
Wow. What an intro. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay. So I got some of my picks are a little bit outside the box. Just for fear, and I love all these movies, but just for fear of like not picking the same as every single other person. So my number 5 is going to be a late 90s movie. I love this movie. I saw it when I was, 12, I think 12 or 13. 12 years old when I saw this at the theater when I was 12. And just one that is like kind of a horror comedy. You got good cast, Devin Sawa, Seth Green, Jessica Alba. When she first started, I'm going Idle Hands is going to be my number 5. And it's pretty much just a possessed hand. So it doesn't possess his whole body. It just possesses his hand. Some really good physical comedy, honestly, by Devin Sawa to have just the hand be the thing that's possessed. So, and the Offspring is in this, the band. They play at the high school dance, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I love this movie. I think it's kind of underrated still. So that's my pick for number 5.
See, I still need to see that movie. Everybody says great things about it. Looks like Rob had it ready to go too. That is an awesome cover artwork there too. That looks really nice.
Yeah, at the Screen Factory. Mm-hmm.
That movie is a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even know it was just about a hand being possessed. So being from the Addams family, just possessed and going after people, I guess.
Pretty much, but it like stays attached to him for most of the movie, so it's very it's very funny of him like trying to control the hand and stuff. And you got like Vivica A. Fox is in there, and the dude from Daredevil, the TV show that ended up being his friend on Netflix, the friendly guy. So good cast. It's a lot of fun.
That movie's a lot of fun. It drips fucking 90s, that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, my favorite.
It's like a perfect combination of horror and comedy too. I mean, it gets pretty gory at parts, and then it's hilarious at other parts. It's a really good combination.
Yep.
All right, and then we got the horror cholo.
All right, so my number 5 with mine too. I don't know. Maybe other people won't think it's as basic as I think it is, but I feel like my list is kind of basic, but these are literally my top 5 favorite possession movies. And my shirt is probably giving it away with what my number 5 is. It's going to be Demons. This movie, I remember the first time that I seen this movie, I was just at the edge of my seat, just fully entertained. The whole part of being in the movie theater, these people just turning into demons here and there. I mean, it's unbelievable. When they start getting possessed and turning into the demons, their teeth falling out and blood just pouring out looks so fucking awesome. The gore in this is so great. The practical effects is so great. And this movie is just a lot of fun. It's not going to be a movie with a huge story, but it is just fucking entertaining. Great movie right here.
You even got the t-shirt.
Yeah,
represented with the T-shirt right there. That's awesome.
I'm with you on that one, man. That's
is.
a great pick right there. Oh,
Yep. Yep.
All right, Side Hustle. What do you got?
well, all right. My Demons pick is gone, so I'm gonna go with something kind of a little bit obscure to start with. Now, this one's out of print, and I don't think anyone has this one, and it's on 4K, so it's kind of cool. Does anyone have The Exorcism of Mega Mike?
Oh my goodness! I need that. I need one of those copies.
Awesome.
That is absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So let me read you the synopsis here. It's when a YouTuber gets possessed by a horny demon, he must do whatever it takes to get the poison out. There's the back there.
That is awesome.
I definitely need it, especially 4K Ultra HD.
Yeah.
That's a must for the collection.
Yeah,
Slipcover.
Universal put that out apparently.
That would make sense, actually. That would make
All
sense.
right. Let me get to my real pick. All right. So my top 5, I guess number 5. This one's probably a little more controversial than that one. I don't know, because people either like it or hate it, but I always liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and that's Jennifer's Body. This one has grown in popularity. I think it's gotten better over time, and now it's kind of like a cult. It's got a little cult following, and yeah, the girls are hot in the movie, and that helps. But if you like the teen kind of horror stuff, then this one I think is a lot of fun too. I don't know. I just watched this one recently again, and I don't know. I just think it keeps getting better.
Yeah, I agree. That's a super fun movie.
It's definitely a good pick.
That's a
Yep.
damn good movie. I think it takes some shape because Megan Fox stars in it, but that's a good movie.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, I like that movie.
Yep.
That may be one of the best characters she's ever played, too. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
her movie.
And I'm going to send you that slipcover, Mike.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That needs to be in a frame. That's awesome.
Oh,
That is-
yeah, absolutely. Going right there on the shelf. Right there.
Yep.
All right, Rob. What do we got?
Alrighty, so I went with an 80s flick, The Night of the Demons. I love this one. 88, I think, and it's a bunch of friends, high school party at a funeral parlor that happens to go wrong. They start to get possessed, and that's pretty much it. People start getting it starts to get real gory after that. But if you've never seen this one, definitely recommend it. It's a great one from the late 80s. Definitely check this one out. But yeah, it's one of my favorite possessed films, especially because of the way it looks. It's one of those fun, high school movies where all the friends start to turn into demons and everything like that. But if you've never seen the Steelbook either, it's a Scream Factory. This one came out a few years back. But definitely check the Demons out. Love this one.
Yeah, that artwork's really cool on that, too. And that you said that's a steelbook, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that looks
That's a nice steelbook.
yeah, definitely.
Very good. I love the atmosphere in that movie, and then the practical effects too.
Yes. Yep.
Really cool stuff. Really
Yeah,
cool.
that,
all looks
that
great.
film is awesome.
Yeah, we need.
I actually saw
4K
I
of that.
actually saw the remake of that before I saw the original. I was like, this movie's not that great. And then I saw the original, so much better. So
Remake
much
is
better,
not-
a million times better.
yeah.
Big time.
All right, Vin, what do we got?
All right, so I think I picked a couple of titles that maybe, hopefully, won't be chosen by other people, but this one is borderline horror. I would describe it more as crime thriller with some horror elements, but it's definitely a possession movie, and that is Fallen with Denzel Washington.
Yep.
So if you haven't seen this movie, it's about a police detective played by Denzel, and he's just hunting this demon spirit. But what's cool about this possession film is the demon he can switch from body to body just by a brush or a glance or a touch. So you have scenes where Denzel is like on a busy city street trying to find this demon, but the demon keeps on switching between all these different, bystanders. And the demon has a song that it sings that kind of taunts Denzel. So it's a pretty cool crime thriller, and anything with Denzel's awesome. So I thought I would put this in the top 5. If you haven't heard of Fallen, definitely give it a watch.
Good pick, man. It's been forever since I've seen that movie too. I definitely need to give that a rewatch.
So that's an
Awesome
awesome
movie.
pick.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one before, so I'm glad you recommended it. So now it's like on my watch list.
I was hoping it would take somebody by surprise at least. So
Definitely.
All right, and then my number 5, I'm gonna go with the obvious pick here since nobody pulled it yet, and I'm gonna do a little cheap because it's gonna be 2 movies. So Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. So my little Evil Dead collection right here. But I mean, who doesn't love Evil Dead? Sam Raimi masterpieces. The first one is more horror, then the second gets more horror comedy, kind of double downs on the comedy there. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, Ash is just perfect. He gets the chainsaw hand. The possession's great in this movie. All the practical effect work for the time was just like stunning what they could do with horror practical effects. And I'm super excited for now Evil Dead Rises coming out this year just because of these Evil Dead movies. So, and I love the steelbook too. That looks really cool. So, yep, I had to pull the Evil Deads.
that's a nice steelbook, Mike. I have that same steelbook. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's so good.
The back to show the back with him on the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you can't see it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I have the plastic on. That's why.
There it is. There it is.
There you go. Oh, yeah, that's very nice.
I got the Book of the Dead tattooed back here somewhere.
Oh,
That's sick.
yeah. I'm like, nobody pulled the Evil Dead movies. I got to pull it. All right, let's look at these comments here. We got more people joining in. We got Gus in the house saying, hi, Mike, Vinicio, Side Hustle, Vinegar Vin, and everyone else. And Gus just reminded me that I know Gus doesn't like Olive Garden, and it fits perfectly for the stream because every time I go to Olive Garden, I get super sick. I start throwing up everywhere. So I feel like I become possessed when I go to Olive Garden. I feel like I become the Exorcist girl. It is not a pretty sight, I'm telling you. So that's why I made that connection there. That was so funny. Let's see. We got Alex here saying, yes, Idle Hands. See, that's one I need to see. That one looks really cool. Alex saying one of my favorites, plus Jessica Alba. Yes, Alex is a big Jessica Alba fan.
Same.
Evil Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Never heard of Idle Hands. Sounds like a good concept. Robert saying demons. Yep, hard copy saying what's up, all. Horror and more. Yes, Demons is fantastic. Demons has a sequel to, right, as well?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, there's a part 2.
Robert says I have to check out Idle Hands now. Alex says, aha. Gus says laugh out loud. Evil Kangaroo. The Exorcism of Mega Mike. I know, that's an instant classic. That is just one you gotta have. Horror and more. Damn, Exorcism of Mega Mike. Is that streaming anywhere? Is it streaming somewhere, everybody? No, you need the physical media copy. That's the only way you can get it. It's that exclusive. The original Fuzz, Laughing, Exorcism of Mega Mike, Spicy 4K action. That is so awesome. Alex, oh yes, Jennifer's Body is awesome. Robert saying Mega Mike and 4K is a must buy. I agree, absolutely. Or more, that's some sick wallpaper Side Hustle. Totally jealous. Alex saying I thought Megan Fox is perfect casting. Haha. Yeah, she's great in that movie. Like that's her movie. It's Jennifer's Body. You know what I mean? It's perfect. Alex saying the bags make all the Rob's movies look like steelbooks. Oh, it is a steelbook. Aha. He has a slip in a bag the other day that I thought was a steelbook. Yeah, I was thinking that too on some of those slip covers. Evil Kangaroo. I might have to watch Fallen. Well, there you go. See, people are already down to see Fallen. Kenny says I haven't seen many possession movies, so I will just do top 3: Shining, Insidious, and Conjuring 2. Well, those are great top 3. Adrian says, hey, everyone. Let's see everybody saying hello to Adrian, saying hello to Gus, saying hello to each other. We got Fish there saying, hey there, Mike and gang. Fallen is a great pick. Kenny is saying, is it just me or does Vin look like RDJ? What is
Robert Downey
RDJ?
Jr.
Oh, there we go.
I get that all the time.
Yes, that was our mystery guest for tonight. You guys got it. We got Robert Downey Jr. in the house tonight. Yes.
Bro, I never made that connection, and it's true. You do. That's crazy.
It's the facial hair.
That is a trip.
There you go. You're gonna be called as a stunt double now.
Yeah.
Gus says, laugh out loud, Mike. Your stomach gets possessed. I'm telling you, that Olive Garden, it does. It's absolutely. I can never go back there. It's like happened like 3 times every time I went to Olive Garden. All right, we got Tim here. Hey guys, can't stick around, but I'll catch the replay and give Evil Dead lots of love. Yeah, I gotta apologize to you on the Dunkirk thing with Skinamarink out there now. So yes. Gus says, Timmy. Kenny, I'm pretty sure Exorcism of Mega Mike is on Mega Mike the Movie Man Plus. Adrian says, how's it going, Tim? Yep, Gus and Adrian. And what? Ven is Robert Downey Jr. And then Craig is joining. Hi, Mike and Gus. All right, now we're getting into number 4. Let's see. We'll throw the banner up right here. There we go. So our 4th horror possession movie. What do we got, Nate?
All right, so kind of piggyback off of your pick a little bit. I actually had the Evil Dead remake from 2013. Yeah, you know what is I got some, I won't say crap, but I was on another stream one time talking about Evil Dead, and I like the Evil Dead films, but I did not grow up like watching those movies. So I didn't see them until more recently, the original ones. I mean, I actually, I think I saw the first one before this remake, and that was it. And I liked it. I thought it was cool. But the remake for me, it kind of hit more. It was more of my speed as far as the film itself. The gore is just, I mean, the most blood I think I've ever seen in it. I think it's raining blood. It's coming out of the floor. It's like. It's crazy. Another good cast. Like Jane Levy's really, really, really good in that movie, in my opinion. I think she gives a really great performance, and I like the whole allegory. You know, with the drug use and comparing it to demon possession. I mean, it adds a little layer. At least if you're going to remake something, at least try to add some flavor. And I think it added a little flavor that I like. So that was my pick for number 4.
I agree.
Hey, I have that
that's
one ready to
one
go
of the-
too.
Yep, that's one of the best remakes out there. That's a great movie. I seen that one in theater too, and I was just like, I'm a huge fan of Evil Dead. I was in the theater with my jaw to the floor, just like amazement. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I watched that just yesterday, and it's my favorite of the whole Evil Dead franchise.
I might agree with that. I it's the one I like the best out of all of them. I respect it's almost like I respect the older ones more, but I enjoy watching this one more personally.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I wish they would have done a sequel to it because I don't think Evil Dead Rises has anything to do with it, but I was ready for a sequel on that one because that's how good it was. I mean, with horror remakes, it's up there. It's like you got that, you got The Fly. I mean, what other horror remakes better than that? It's so good.
You got to do the hashtag. What was the Snyder Mia cut? Where's the Mia cut of Evil Dead Rises? Bring it. Maybe if we started, they'll all of a sudden find it.
That's a great topic for a future live stream, Mike. Horror remakes that are better than the original.
Yes, that is a good one.
Yep.
All right, what do we got?
So my number 4, this one is actually a more relatively new film. And this one, when I seen it, it was another one. There's not too many movies. Actually, there's almost no movies that scare me nowadays. I'm kind of numb to all of it. But I love trying to find that thrill. And just because a movie scares me or gives me the chills is kind of way I look at it. It doesn't make it that's what I'm looking for out of every horror movie. But this movie definitely did it to me. And it was a long time since I've had this feeling before. And it's going to be Hereditary. This movie to me is a modern day masterpiece, and just the shit that the mother has to go through, and at the very end when she's fucking possessed and banging her head against the wall that's on the fucking ceiling, I was just like, wow. And then she's possessed and she's sawing off her fucking head. If you really pay attention to this movie, every single aspect is a calculated step that had to go through to make this cult whatever you fucking want to call it, like happen, the ritual, make this cult ritual happen. Every single part of it. Every time I watch this movie, I notice something new in it. And it's just absolutely incredible to put that much thought into a film and be able to notice it. Something every time I watch it, it's like I'm watching it all over again. And this is just a modern day masterpiece. And I love this movie. This is my number 4 Possession film.
See,
I have that one ready to go too. So there you go, Rob.
That's one of those ones that it was borderline for me where I love Hereditary. It's in my top 10 horror films of all time.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
But
Wow.
I didn't think Possession when I thought Hereditary, so it's not even on my list tonight.
Yeah.
But everything you said about Hereditary, 100%. Like I can watch that over and over again. It's just so well done, and I can't wait for his next film coming out with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yep. I agree, man. I agree. Incredible movie. Incredible.
So good.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch it because I think I've only seen it one time. And I don't know if I love the ending. The ending is the only part where I'm like, I don't know if I'm in love with this part here, but I like everything up to that. I mean, the car scene is just one of the best scenes in any horror movie. I was like, jaw dropped.
When that happened and then he pulled into his house and then just went inside and went to bed, I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you just going to bed right now? You just decapitated your sister.
Yep. It's so strange because part of it is like, are you fucking like, oh, really? That's the decision you made? But then, I mean, you can't tell me if there's a small part of you that's like, that's almost what you wish you could do, though. You know, just ignore it like it never happened. You're just so heartbroken. You don't want to face reality that happened. But it's crazy that he went with that decision. But at the same time, you have that little thing that, oh, I wish this never happened. I could just forget that it happened. And he unfortunately did make that decision. But so crazy, man. So crazy.
All right, Side Hustle, what do we got?
For my next one, I'm going to go with one that I think maybe on a lot of people's list. And I like to think of this movie as being like The Shining in space, and that is Event Horizon. The Sam Neill, he does the he becomes possessed and becomes more crazy, kind of like the way Jack Nicholson does. But just an awesome movie. I mean, super atmospheric. The I don't know, it's just a great movie. Looks awesome on 4K, by the way. Yeah, it definitely worked on that level. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about it.
Paul W.S. Anderson's best movie by far.
Who released that Steelbook? I don't think I've ever seen that.
That is
Paramount, right?
Paramount, yeah.
Oh,
That
really?
That was a pretty big release. Everybody was freaking out.
Paramount.
Get it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
how
totally
probably
missed out on
got
that
it.
still book.
I had it. I had it, and I unloaded it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not a fan, Nate?
No, it's that I knew a regular release was coming out, and I was like, I'm not. I have all these steelbooks, but I'm slowly moving away from them because when I moved here, moving these things is the absolute worst. And so I was like, you know what, plastic's a little easier to move. So I was like, I'll get the regular one when it comes out, and someone else would probably appreciate this more than I would right now. So I ended up selling it. But I do like the movie. I think it's really good.
That's good because I haven't seen the movie yet, but I did pre-order that slipcover one coming out here soon, so I'm ready to watch it for the first time. It sounds super cool.
It's pretty insane.
It's a good one, Mike. It's a good one.
Yeah. It's a good one.
All right, Rob, what do we got?
Alrighty, so I went with a John Carpenter late 80s one. So I always have fun with Prince of Darkness.
Ooh.
This is the Scream Factory Slip. This one is great. You got the college students. They're in this like church where they're trying to figure out what the heck this silo filled with green stuff is, and they all start getting possessed and taking each other out one by one. It's got Donald Pleasance. It's got Alice Cooper. And this one's just a blast. It's a lot different than a lot of those like ones that were all about the partying and people making bad decisions. This one's more like they're trying to figure out what it is through science and all this other crap, but it ain't fast enough because they figure out what's in the silo is what is causing everything to go bad. But if you haven't seen Prince of Darkness, definitely one of the underrated John Carpenter flicks, in my opinion, because a lot of people don't always talk about this one.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I have that one ready to go too. I mean, it's a great movie. It's like one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. I love how it combines that science and religion part of it, and just like
Yep.
the college stuff at the beginning, super interesting too. When they're doing all the lectures and stuff, and just like thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Great
Oh,
choice.
yeah.
Great
choice.
score too.
Oh,
The
yes,
music
yes.
is awesome.
Yes. All right, Vin, what we got?
All right, for my number 4, I went with another Carpenter film, and that is Christine.
Yes.
Mm.
Haunted car. Come on. I mean, we all know Christine. We all love Christine. The car is the main killer. It's awesome. I mean, fun movie. Everyone's probably seen it, but I had to throw it on there in case anybody forgot to put that automobile possession element into their list tonight.
Great choice, Vin. I think you guys literally like went through my top 5, like all the choices right now, like Evil Dead remake, Hereditary, Prince of Darkness, Christine. I'm like, oh my goodness,
Great movie.
great choice. Yeah, I was thinking, was anybody gonna think of that with the car being possessed? I'm like, is anybody gonna pull that one? But yeah, great choice. That movie's awesome too. Great John Carpenter movie,
Definitely.
and it's like it's slasher too with the car, so it's fantastic. All right. Well, now that all those were pulled, I got to pull something out. At least nobody's pulled this one yet, so I'll take it. I'll go with The Omen, of course, classic. Got to go with this one for a possession movie, Antichrist movie, whatever you want to say. But it's so atmospheric and just creepy, and I love how you don't know if like this person is really the Antichrist or possessed or making people possessed. It kind of is borderline where you suspect the kid, but there's no definitive answer. When you get to the sequel, it's like, no, it's definitive at the beginning. They say it, but I think in this movie, it just kind of plays it on the fence a little bit, which is nice. But I mean, it's all for you, Damien. That's an amazing scene. Like that, when I saw that for the first time, I was absolutely shocked. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then the window glass as well, the decapitation. Oh my goodness, another great scene there. So, and then like the monkeys attacking the car and all that great stuff. So, The Omen, gonna go with that one.
Masterpiece.
Great movie.
Classic.
When I got that box set, I watched that one and I think part 2 and part 3, and eventually I made my way to the remake. Has anyone seen the remake?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was so identically shot for shot, like
Mhm.
dialogue, everything. I only made it like 20 minutes in. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not even gonna waste my time."
Yeah, it's
just
like the
pointless.
same
I don't
thing
know
they did with Psycho. Same style, just shot for shot.
why do that. I have no idea. Like, put some
This is
kind of
why.
twist
This
in
is
it.
why. Money.
You're
Yeah,
right.
but
You're right.
you left something important out there. Did you watch 4? The 4? Did you watch the 4th one?
I'm not sure. Is that called like the final conflict or
Is-
something?
No, that's the 3rd one. The 4th one's the one with the
Did they
girl,
put
the little
that in
girl.
this box?
Yeah.
Was it in
Yes,
this box?
it is the 4th one.
Oh, The
It is-
Awakening?
Oh my god, it's so horrible. You gotta watch it.
It's
I-
pretty bad. Yeah, that one is not good.
It's
Yeah.
like a TV. It's a Canadian TV film,
That's wild.
and it's absolutely atrocious. But it's like almost hilarious how bad it is.
Huh.
Maybe don't watch it. Actually,
Yeah.
just leave it.
The first 3 definitely have their merits, especially I like the first 2 because
I
the
think the
second
second
one
one's
then
pretty
becomes
cool.
like a slasher movie, and it does that really well. But I still love the first one. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, let's check in with the audience here. Let's see where we are at. Yep. All right. Oh, my mom's joining in here saying, hi, I finally got on. Took me 10 minutes. No worries. You are here now. So you are all good. Horror and more. I'm a fan of most remakes than the original. Ooh, I like the remakes. There's some good remakes out there. I know a lot of people just will hate on remakes just because they're remakes, but there are some good ones.
Agreed.
Evil Kangaroo says, yo, I was thinking of watching Hereditary tomorrow. Now I'm really looking forward to it. But it got a little bit spoiled, I guess, a scene or two, but there's still a lot there. There's a lot to unpack, so you're still going to have a great time with it. Brian Goes Blue. Hey, guys, how's it going? Oh, I know Brian's another big horror fan, so welcome in. Dell on Movies, what's up? Yes, everybody's saying welcome to Brian. Everybody's saying hello to each other. The original Fuzz is saying Event Horizon rules. It's one of my favorite sci-fi horror films of all time. And I usually like sci-fi horror mix. So if it's kind of that style, like Alien and things like that, I'm going to really enjoy it. Spicy 4K Action saying what's up to Dell. Everybody saying hello to each other, saying that is a classic, that Event Horizon. Adrian saying that Steelbook looks great. I know I should have got it when I had the chance. I'm like, it's probably going to stay a while. I'll probably get discounted just a little bit more. And then it just gone. But that's the game you play when you're waiting for things to get discounted. Oh, there you go. Oh, this looks so nice. But the new slip cover looks pretty decent too. So Craig says House on the Haunted Hill 1959 was my first scary movie. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Nice.
Let's see. Brian saying Event Horizon, my favorite sci-fi horror. Tale from the Shelf. Hey, what's up, guys? Yes. Evil Kangaroo saying, yep, what's up? And Anthony's Horror and More. You guys are pulling out some bangers tonight. I love Event Horizon. I call it Hellraiser in space. Ooh, now I'm super excited. Hellraiser's so good. Ryan says, I always remember the Omen remake coming out on 6/6/2006.
Oh, yeah.
Why they
That was
remade
the gimmick.
there we go. That was the thought. They're like, we got to
That's
come up
right.
with something for that. Not a bad strategy there. Dell says, not sure the Omen is possession flick, but it's good. Well, I ran out of titles to choose. Okay, Dell, I had to work with what I got. All my titles were pulled. And I was thinking about it too. I'm like, is it? I think it is because he possesses people, doesn't he? Like the person that jumps off for Damien, she has to be possessed, right? I would think. No same person would do that. I don't know. You guys are the horror experts.
It's a masterpiece. I'll say that.
There we go. At least I picked a good movie, so I'll be happy with that. I told you I'm limited, everybody. I'm limited here. Sorry, Planet Mondo says Hereditary is in my top 5 of all time. It's fantastic.
Planet Mondo.
Terrell is another big horror fan saying, hey, everyone.
What's up, Terrell?
Hey, Terrell.
Planet Mondo saying, it's a shame they lost that Event Horizon footage. Was there extra footage? Was that supposed to be a special feature?
Like a director's cut? I think I've heard about that.
Isn't the Scream Factory one unedited? I could have swore it was. Or uncut?
No, I think it's just the regular version.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that exists. But I think they had done another cut. I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, it's flawed, but it's fine as it is, I think.
Oh, yeah. No,
It would have been cool for deleted scenes, I guess.
definitely.
All right, so we are now into our third horror possession movie. Number 3, third place here. Nate, what do we got?
All right. This is probably maybe my favorite horror film of the last, maybe 15 years, honestly. I have 2 that for this category that I'm putting ahead because I thought they did interesting things, but I'm going to go with The Conjuring, the first Conjuring, Conjuring 1. I think it's one of the few movies that I saw in the theater where I was legit on the edge of my edge, I was kind of scared. Cause like Vin said, I don't get too scared anymore. You watch so many horror films and it starts to kind of, you start enjoying them for other reasons. But this one scared me. I thought it was scary. James Wan, Master, and that ending possession scene. I just thought it was so well done. I do like Conjuring 2, but for me, the OG, the first one is the best one. So that's my number 3 pick.
Great pick, man.
Great
To be honest, part 1 and 2, I love those both equally, man. Those are both really, really good modern day horror films, man. I think they did a great job on those.
For sure. I have a niece. She's about 14 years old, and she's very jaded, and she's very smart, and she also likes horror, and she knows I have a big collection. So she came over, and she wanted to watch a horror movie. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to show her something that might fuck with her a little bit. And I pulled The Conjuring, and it, like you said, that the end with the mom when they're trying to exorcise her,
Mhm.
might be the best fucking exorcism scene I've ever seen. Amazing. And then the theme of that movie with the whole clap clap hide. I mean, brilliant, because
Yeah.
you can't fuck up with it with an idea that good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
true. He has a. I think Juan just has a way of making the simplest things scary.
Big
You know,
time.
like clapping hands. That ain't that scary. It's scary in the movie. You know what I mean? Like doors, creaky sounds, and it takes a master to make things like that scary. So I think it's perfection.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, James Wan is definitely like my favorite modern horror director. I mean, everything he does is just great.
Pretty much.
All right, what do we got?
All right, my number 3 favorite possession horror film is Amityville Horror Part 2, The Possession. This movie, what year did this one come out? This came out in 1982. And this movie, I used to have on VHS, and this movie's fucking terrifying. There are parts in it where the score changes and something happens, and it's fucking creepy as fuck. There's a part in it, it's not technically a possession scene, but I remember it being terrifying. When the freaking kids, the father, he's very abusive, he busts inside the room because he hears a whole bunch of sound, and all of a sudden this evil, like, church kind of score goes on, and the paintbrushes go up and start painting a pig on the wall with like this blood coming up, and it says "Dishonor thy father, pig." And man, it was so fucking evil, And then the son too, how he starts getting possessed, you start seeing his face kind of morph and everything like that. This is a fucking great movie, and for me personally, this one is way better than the original. This is one of the few movies that I feel like has surpassed the original. This is a great Amityville movie.
I've
Damn,
never
so
even seen that. I need to see that.
I haven't seen it either. He sold me on it though.
I'm sold. You did a great job. That was the best commercial that they ever could have had.
I want to go watch
It's a
it
good
now.
one. This is great.
I'm about to order that while you guys go.
I think Vinegar Syndrome, when they were doing their 10 movies for $10,
Yeah.
they were putting out an Amityville film every week for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if that one got one, but
No,
I know
that one was Scream Factory. So that was the Scream Factory box set. That one came in this, which is long out of print.
Oh, he got it on VHS.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's hell yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's awesome.
All right, Side Hustle. What do we got?
All right. This one is a one of the body jump possession movies, and this is probably one of my favorite, from that little subgenre. And it's Wes Craven's Shocker.
Yes.
And of course, this is God gets electrocuted, the electric chair, but evil never dies. So, he jumps from body to body using electricity, and it's a great way to talk slashers during a possession stream. And of course, Peter Berg's in this. But yeah, I saw this like a couple times in theaters when it first came out, and you got the slipcover, and that's awesome. I wish I had the slipcover. I guess I could make one, but whatever.
That movie is great, man. That movie is so much fun. That's another one I had on VHS when I was a kid, and you should just watch it over and over again, man. It's so awesome.
Yeah, when he possesses the little girl in the park.
She's limping.
Yeah. That was the best.
Hell yeah.
See, I still need to see that. I've always heard the name. I've always seen the front cover, and I'm like, that looks so cool. Like, I need to get
so
that
fun.
movie.
It is so fun. It's kind of silly at parts, but it's also gory at parts, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in that like Wes Craven period where everything he did was super weird, and like you could. It's like on the borderline of this is horrible and I love it. Like People Under the Stairs, Shocker. And if it works for you, it's a really good time.
They work for me like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I like them too. But I know a lot of people who like hate them, and I get it. It's like I totally understand. Yeah,
it's so funny. I've heard a lot of people hate on him. I'm like, really? That's weird. I fucking love that movie. That's so strange.
All right, Rob, what do we got?
Alrighty, I'm gonna go another James Wan, Insidious. this is one of my favorite of the modern horror era. Like this is such a great movie. It's got the whole the house isn't haunted, what's haunted thing going on. The boy goes into a coma, what's going on, and they find out that he's been possessed by a demon, and the rest of the movie is just scary ass shit happening. Some of the greatest jump scares you'll ever have in a movie. The antagonist at the end is so creepy, and you just get that scarred left in your head. I saw this in theaters, and I remember the kid that sat next to me, one of my friends, literally jumped in my lap at one of the scenes, and I will never forget that because it's like I think it was 2010. I was like 15 years old. I'm bunch of friends, whole theater's filled, and people are just terrified of this movie. And to this day, I still love it. I think it's probably I like James Wan's best work next to Saw.
I love that movie.
You sold me on it with that. Next best work with Saw. I mean,
You've never seen
Saw.
Insidious?
I've never seen
Insidious?
it.
Oh,
Let's
so
look at
good.
those.
The first one is so good.
So much fun.
I like 3 too, actually. I think
Yeah,
3
3's
is probably the most
psychopath.
underrated.
You know
Yeah.
what? I've actually seen The Last Key. That's the only one I've seen. Was that the fourth
I
one?
kind of like that one too.
That
It's
was
not
the
that
first
bad
one.
either.
Fine.
Second's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, the second is pretty bad. At the time, I thought, this is kind of good, and it's not. It didn't age
No.
well. But
Yeah,
3
I
is pretty
thought-
good.
I've got them all, and me and my wife watched the first one, and she stayed awake for it, which means pretty fucking good. I watched the second one, but I haven't seen 3 or 4. I'm not sure if they're. I mean, I own them. I'm gonna watch them eventually. But are they any good? 3 or 4?
good.
I enjoy 3. Part 4 is a little bit iffy, but yeah, they're all fun in their own aspect.
And they're
5
coming
should be
out with
coming
a
out.
new one too, right? Aren't they coming out with
Yeah.
a new one this year?
Yeah,
5's coming
Yeah.
out here.
With
Yeah.
all the original people, like Patrick Wilson's directing, and he's
Yep.
starring Rose Byrne, the kid, like the kid's grown up.
Oh,
that's-
so it's like a legacy sequel now.
Kind of, yeah, because they weren't involved in 3 and 4, those characters.
All right.
I feel like that concept though too is so awesome. Just like how you were saying, it's like they said, "Oh, we gotta move." How many times in a movie where they say, "Oh, we have to move," do this really say, "Okay, let's go," and then boom, they moved, and then the shit's happening over there too, and then to come to find out, it's not the house, it's the kid that's fucking haunted. So I mean, I
You
feel
gotta
like
love
the
it. Yep.
concept is
That's good shit.
just so awesome, man. Sorry to cut you off, Vin. My bad.
Oh, you're good. So my number, what is this? 3. My number 3 was already touched on tonight, but I got my 5 set regardless, and I'm gonna give some more love to Idle Hands. It's such a good, like I said earlier when Nate mentioned it, it just fucking drips 90s. Devin Sawa, Seth Green, and from start to finish, it's I think like Vinicio said, it has great comedy, great horror, but what I will say is I watched this, I think 6 or 7 months ago with my son. It has great freaking kills. The kills in this movie are awesome. So between great comedy, a fun 90s cast, great violence, I had to put this in the list. And number 3, love it, Idle Hands. And this is such a badass cover.
Awesome.
I agree.
Yeah, you guys have definitely sold me on that one now. I gotta get that
Dude,
one.
you gotta. It's like a stoner comedy mixed with a horror.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Pineapple Express, but with a lot of fucking blood and guts.
That
and gore.
sounds amazing.
And
I'm
zombies.
I laughed
It has
so
like
hard
every
at Pineapple
every
Express.
single thing in every other movie. A little
Yep.
bit of it.
It's so
Oh my
much fun.
goodness.
So
That
much
sounds amazing. All right, so now getting into my third pick. Well, I guess I'm kind of doing reverse order now because all my favorites were already chosen, but I'm trying to choose different stuff here. So this really isn't my favorite, but I guess it will work for what it is. But we'll go Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin. Okay. This one actually isn't too bad if anybody's seen it. I mean, for a paranormal movie, I think it's probably one of the better Paranormal Activities. I think it's the newest one too. Yeah, it's decent. The last 20 minutes is actually pretty good. Basically, they go visit like an Amish community, and then there's like a weird family secret going on, and then they start trying to do some like possession, like ritual stuff, and some weird stuff happening. So yeah, this one isn't too bad. The last 20 minutes, like I said, is pretty good actually. Anybody see this one at all?
I saw
Anybody
that.
I saw it on Paramount Plus.
I saw it. And you know what, Mike? That's a pretty good movie. And I almost bought that Paranormal Activity box set, but I couldn't pull the trigger because I have the like 6-film collection on Blu-ray and they didn't upgrade it. But Next of Kin, that the scenes, spoilers, but the scenes where they're lowering the people down that fucking well or hole, very, very, very tense stuff. And the entity that's down there is very well done as well. So I like that film.
Yeah, and you know what, with the entity stuff down there, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Barbarian as well. If anybody's seen
Yes.
Barbarian, it kind of had that vibe for me too. So
It did.
yeah, it was better than I expected. Like usually with the paranormal movies, they put me to sleep, but I stayed awake for it. So I'm like, okay, that's good enough.
If that box set was 4K, I would have jumped on it. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I didn't have any of them. I never saw any of the movies, so it was completely a blind buy for me to get that box set. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch them at least once. It's at a really good value price, so I'll take it. I found out I don't love the paranormal movies, but that's okay. It was cheap enough, and some of them were decent out of it, like I said. So I liked a few of them.
I love the first one. I love the first one.
Same. The guy who directed that one, he also made another movie. I don't know if you saw it, called Underwater with Kristen Stewart. It was like a surprise sleeper back in like remember when January used to be like really horrible? Now it's like okay. And it came out a couple years ago, pre-pandemic, and I was like, this movie's really good. And that's what made me watch that one. I saw it on Paramount Plus. But I love the first Paranormal Activity. I even kind of like 1 through 3, and after that, I do like the marked ones though. Also, I think that one's pretty good.
Yeah, the marked ones is actually my favorite out of all of them, man. There's I don't know if it's maybe the Latin thing. There's a lot of cholos in there, but there's just something about that movie. I found it genuinely creepy, and it was like entertaining through the whole thing. I actually have that as one of my honorable mentions. I love that movie. But
It's
no,
like Chronicle with demons.
There we go. I was trying to remember. I'm like, is that the one where the guy gets like superpowers? Because it's like,
Yeah.
I watched them
He
all
thinks he does.
together, so they kind of like blur together.
Yep.
That was kind of cool, actually. I didn't mind that one.
Very creepy.
All right, let's see. Adrian says there's another movie like Event Horizon was called Sphere. Do you remember that? Anybody remember that one?
Yes.
Terrell saying awesome panel tonight. Tail saying they lost a ton of really wild footage that would have made the movie a lot more gory.
There you go.
Planamondo says no, they took out a bunch of gore footage, yeah, and the footage was destroyed. Scream just put out a regular version. Really Cinema saying there's a little unknown cheap horror possession movie with Jeffrey Dean Morgan called The Possession.
I've seen that. That's the one with the Jewish demon. It's like a Jewish horror movie.
Yeah, I think that one's from like 80.
No, that was more recent. It was more recent.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's an older one then called The Possession also.
Yeah, Horror and More is saying that's my top 3. So must be a good one.
Nice.
Really saying I think The Conjuring is arguably a modern classic. Yeah, those first 2 Conjuring movies I like. Yeah,
I agree.
Evil Kangaroo says I think The Conjuring 1 has better horror, but part 2 has more emotional investment in the characters. Yeah, those definitely seem to be the favorites. So out of the whole Conjuring universe, like I don't know why they're making a Nun 2 now. I'm like, hopefully they improve on the first Nun, because that Nun movie was, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was tough to watch. Really Cinema, you can see Annabelle and Aquaman and Shazam. Yep. Brian Goes Blue says Amityville 2 is the best Amityville films, hands down. There's some messed up stuff in that one.
100%.
Yeah. Am I crazy, or was there an Amityville Karen?
Yeah. That one guy, Cool Duder, he made it.
Cool Duder, yep.
Alex says, geez, Rob has such a pristine collection. Even his VHSs look like still books.
I know. I saw it glistening.
That thing was shining. Yeah, I'm like, wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, let's look at
Pretty
that a
good.
little bit more closer. Let's see that. Look at that.
Just the top right there. There's the little. That's it.
That's okay. I mean, that one looks better than most of my 4Ks, so you're doing something right, Rob.
Yeah, man.
Do you have a big VHS collection?
Just a lot of stuff that I enjoy. Like I don't go out of my way to buy a ton of VHS, but I like to have the ones that like I'll pop in here and there just to see them the way that they were made, you know.
So you have like the old CRT TV set up somewhere?
Yeah, I got like the old VHS in the TV just so that I can put it in and watch it.
Classic.
It's
Yep.
gotta be nice.
All right, Adrian says Shocker. I remember seeing that. Adela saying Shocker is nuts. Great pick. Horror Moore says Insidious has my favorite movie line of all time. What is the movie line?
Oh, no.
Yeah, what was it?
Evil Kangaroo says, man, Insidious was so good. I think they did the astro trajectory concept really good.
Yeah.
Hisham says Darkman 1990, the first superhero horror movie to be directed by Sam Raimi. That is a really good one, actually.
Good movie.
You get Frances McDormand in it as well. I mean, yeah. Really says, I may say it, Insidious is the poor man's Conjuring. Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah,
I
Horror
don't think
More
so.
is saying Conjuring
I don't know.
over
Poor man's?
Insidious. People are saying they like the Conjuring movies more, I guess. Alex says, don't forget Alba. Robert says, I have a signed poster of Insidious 2, signed by Rose Byrne, Lynn Shay, Ty Simpkins, and Andrew Astor. Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
good.
Nice.
Emmett, what's your favorite holiday? That's such a random question, Emmett. We're sticking to horror possession here, okay? Let's focus, chat. Focus, okay?
Exorcism season.
Ridley Cinema says, I wish the Japanese Paranormal Activity was released on Blu-ray in America. See, I didn't even know that there was a Japanese one. Did the Japanese one come first or after?
I've never
I've
seen
never heard of it.
I knew that there was one. I've never seen it, but I don't recall which one came first. I don't know if because I know that they started remaking our stuff around the same time we started.
Yeah, I think
remaking-
Paranormal was is original. Was
Yeah.
an original film.
I think it is.
Gus saying Underwater is good.
It is.
Brian says subbed up to the guys I haven't seen on here before. That's an excellent thing to do.
Thank you.
Reminds me again, make sure you possess that subscribe button for all these great collectors on there. The descriptions are in the link below. The links are in the description below. Definitely visit everybody's channel. Show them that love out there. They know their horror movies. If you're a horror fan, you got to visit all these people's channels. They know their stuff here. And yeah, definitely keep liking. If you haven't liked it, make sure you smash that like button. Keep those comments coming in. And if you're feeling spicy tonight, go ahead and throw in a super chat. Those are definitely available. And then that way I can go buy some more horror movies. I need to, apparently I'm lacking on the horror movies here. So any of the money I get will definitely go to some horror movie.
Amityville 2.
There you go.
That's the one you
There
gotta
you
get.
go.
That's my main takeaway so far. I gotta get Amityville too.
Same. It's on my list.
All right, we got Fabio saying Annabelle Creation is the only film in the Conjuring universe of the Conjuring movies that is actually very good. Okay, so you really like Annabelle Creation then? I thought the Annabelle films were okay. I
I
didn't
thought
hate
Creation
them.
was good too.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I feel like Annabelle Creation was the best out of the Annabelles, but for me, that's not saying much.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's the best of them.
Yeah.
All right, we got Hisham saying who Bear Man in The Shining?
Nobody knows.
Gus says Amityville Karen, laugh out loud. The Karen goes psycho on the entity for not being scary enough. Oh gosh. Horror More. The line was, "It's not the house that's haunted, it's your son." Ooh, that's chilling. Hisham says, "Who's the bear?" Yeah. The Dimension Scott says, "Hey, how's everyone? How's it going, everyone? Just wanted to visit for a moment." Well, thank you, Dimension Scott. Walter Jonesin says Possession with Sam Neill and Isabella Adjani is a great horror flick from the early 80s.
That's the one that I was thinking of. Yep.
Ridley Cinema says The Exorcist is getting another remake. At this point, it should be a federal crime. Why remake something already perfect? Money, that's why. And it's the same people that did the Halloween trilogy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty.
Oh Lord.
I'm worried. I've never seen The Exorcist yet. I know I got to see it, but I'm still worried with just the
You've
Halloween
never seen The
one.
Exorcist?
I'm not.
Remember, he didn't know who Pazuzu was.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I know. I've been waiting on the 4K release, but now supposedly they're getting a 4K release. So I'm going to get on that right away.
As much as I don't want remakes, and it's just Hollywood having no good ideas. So let's just remake something, you know. That being said, if they're going to put out an Exorcist remake, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, I'm always curious. Man. I'll give things the
I'll give it a
benefit of the
chance.
doubt, you know. Yeah,
I'll give it a chance. I mean, the damn movie came out in 1970, what, 3?
4
Yeah.
or 3. Yeah, one of those.
84? So, I mean, could they find an original idea? That'd be nice. But if we're not going to get an original idea, I'll take an Exorcist. I'll buy a ticket to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be better than the Skinamarink. So yeah, I'll go see it too. So
What's not? What's not? better
That
than
name is horrible.
Skinamarink?
It sounds like that little song, the Skimmeridinky Dinky Dink, Skimmeridinky.
Exactly.
oh,
What is
that's
that?
probably why I think so, because it
Is
does
it?
play like those kind of like cartoon songs in the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
So I guess that would make sense then.
Okay.
But
think
yeah,
those-
still a random name. So,
Very.
I put up an Instagram story poll about Skinamarink, and it was very divisive. Half the people said go see it, and half the people said don't go see it.
I
Yeah.
voted
yeah, I
no,
mean,
by the way.
Rotten Tomatoes has a super high too. Like Rotten Tomatoes, when I looked at it afterwards, I'm like, okay, this has to have like a 10% or something. It was like 70-something%. I'm like, what? Really? Like, what?
You know
is
why?
this?
It's because
Rob's
people.
getting possessed right now. Rob's camera. What's going on there? Gotta exercise that out.
It's so high because people don't want to. People don't. I think critics feel bad saying something's bad if it costs $15,000 and the guy really put. I respect. I'm glad he's making money. Like it's making money. I'm happy because now he'll be able to do other things. But it's not a movie. It's barely a movie. I wouldn't even refer to it as a movie. It's a collection
Yeah.
of images for
You
100
know what it
minutes.
reminds me of? Kind of. I haven't seen it. I just saw the trailer and some screenshots. But you know what it made me think of is the playable teaser trailer for that PS4 game that never got made, and the trailer is called PT. Has anyone played that
Oh
game?
yeah, that was supposed to be like. I remember that.
It was a demo that got released, and then they pulled it real quick for legal rights. And now, if you have that freaking demo on your PS4 is worth like double.
That was scarier than the skin.
That was a scary fucking game.
That game demo was scarier.
That's awesome.
We got Craig sending in a super chat, $4.99. Thank you so much, Craig, for supporting the channel on that level. That means the world. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ridley Cinema saying, okay, time to dogpile on Mike for The Exorcist. I know. I have to see it. It was in my New Year's movie resolution. So that was like one of my top one. I think it was my number one. I'm like, I need to see some of these great classic movies everybody talks about. And The Exorcist is absolutely one of them. So it's going to happen this year. I just want that 4K. All right, Fabio saying, did you guys see the new Scream 6 trailer? I'm excited for it. Stu might even be coming back. So I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I'm assuming you guys seen the trailer?
It looks good.
I try not to watch trailers personally.
That's me too. Yeah, I've been trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
Craig says, for your 1,000 subscribers. Oh, thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate it. Gus says, this is it, Mike. Should leave this stream. Oh, me? I should leave my own. Okay, bye, everybody. Hey, you take over. I know. I gotta go watch The Exorcist right now, apparently. I hope it lives up to the hype, though, because everybody loves that one. I'm like, hopefully my first watch is like amazing. Really Cinema says, let's strap him to a chair and make him watch The Exorcist now.
Strap into a chair like Clockwork Orange. Put your fucking in your eye.
Shout out Clockwork Orange. Love it.
Hell yeah.
Adrian is saying The Exorcist is a classic, 50 years old now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Walter Jonesing says, Mike, you should check out The Exorcist version you've never seen before. It had some great scenes that were shot and never put in the original. What a crazy horror film. Or Amor says, I'm curious to see if anyone here has Veronica on their list. Such a great possession movie. I have not heard of that one. Anybody hear of that one? Or
I don't think I've seen that one.
Dell saying The Exorcist is amazing. Yep, everybody's agreeing with that. We got Amazing Anna saying, Mike, you have never seen The Exorcist? Okay, now I really got to see if Amazing Anna's seen it. If my wife has seen a horror movie I haven't seen, then definitely shame on me. Absolutely. I know. I don't know why I missed that one. For some reason, I missed it. Let's see. Jason Dominguez sending in the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jason. Hi, Mike, and all of you guys. Have you guys seen any nature on the Rampage horror films besides The Birds and Jaws? Have you
I
seen
get it, like crazy animal
Oh.
horror films.
animal like alligator?
Yeah.
Does alligator
Yeah.
count? Only one alligator. But.
Yeah.
One that comes to mind is something I'm definitely going to check out next month is Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
Ooh, I'm so excited for that.
that looks so
Oh
fun.
my goodness.
Anaconda? Is that one? I
Oh,
like that
yeah.
movie.
Anaconda.
Sure.
Anaconda counts, sure.
Yeah, Animal Attack. That's like my favorite
Just watched,
subgenre.
I just watched 47 meters down yesterday for the first time, man, and that was
Pretty
a pretty
good.
cool concept, man. Yeah, that was really cool.
Amazing Anna says, by the way, hi everyone in the chat and on the panel. Ridley Cinema says Linda Blair made a film called The Life of a Teenage Alcoholic. I consider it an official sequel to The Exorcist. I get blasted drunk after I was possessed as well. All right.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Life
Have
of
you
a
guys seen
Teenage
Repossessed
Mm.
with Leslie Nielsen and Linda Blair, the comedy? It's like making fun of The Exorcist.
Alcoholic.
Yeah.
No, I seen an ad for that though when I was doing a little bit of research.
It's the best Exorcist sequel ever.
Yeah, I think I only knew about Exorcist when I was a kid because of a Scary Movie 2. I'm like, oh, what is that scene from? I'm like, oh, okay, it's from The Exorcist. All right. Emmett says, what is your guys' thought on the Saw movie? I love the Saw movies. Well, the first 3 are great. 4th is pretty good, and then we dip somewhere along the lines. But Saw 1's amazing.
Yeah, I enjoy the first Saw, and the second Saw. I think it's the second Saw has the scene where the junkie has to dive into the
Yeah.
needle.
So good.
That scene always fucking stuck with me.
Yep.
But after Saw 1 and 2, I kind of fizzled out.
I almost feel like that they're kind of all the same. You know, you're going to get some good kills. You're going to get a twist at the end, and it's kind of just the same thing. So it's like if I like one, I feel like I like them all. So yeah, I mean, I had fun with them.
Same.
At the time, they were just cool. They were a cool thing to look forward to at Halloween time. They'd come out every single year in October, and you had something to look forward to, and it was fun. You know, I own them all, so I obviously like them at some point.
Yeah, that last one, though, that voice, the new voice they used, I did not like.
Oh,
for
for
the
Spiral?
Jigsaw chops. Yeah, for Spiral.
Yeah.
That voice was like, what is going on here?
I still actually kind of had fun with that one too, man. I feel like Chris Rock actually kind of did pretty decent stepping out of his comfort zone, man. So I kind of enjoyed seeing that.
Gus says, has anyone liked the Exorcism of Emily Rose? That
I
movie
do.
freaked me out.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
That
It's a
one,
good
yeah.
movie.
Oh, there you go.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Amazing Anna says, yeah, big shame. Shame. Oh, are you going like Game of Thrones? Shame. That's what it is. Shame on me.
Emily Rose, though, what I think that's the movie I'm thinking of, where the third part of that movie is kind of like set in court, where they're trying to decide
Yeah.
if they did the right thing.
Yeah.
That was
It's
a
a
cool,
courtroom drama
yeah, that
possession
was
film.
a cool addition.
Ooh,
because I
that
love-
sold me on it. I love courtroom drama.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was good. It's good.
Very good.
Scott Derrickson directed that one too. It was good.
Fabio says, I wouldn't expect the scariest horror movie or best effects from The Exorcist, Mike, but what it did, its time period, was amazing. Revolutionized horror. I just enjoy it for what it did for the genre.
I disagree with the effects and the scare, man. The effects are pretty fucking awesome, and it's still pretty fucking terrifying to this day.
hey, I can say, Vinicio, I watched that shit today, and there's no point in that film, fucking 50 years later, there was no point that I was like, ooh, that doesn't age well. Like,
Yep.
everything ages fucking well.
Yep. It's freaking insane.
Kenny saying, you are not alone, Mike. I haven't seen The Exorcist either. All right, well, we got to do that then, Kenny. Jason saying, hi, Robert. Really saying, Cujo doesn't get enough love.
He wasn't possessed.
What is
Possessed by rabies.
But have you guys ever seen this movie though?
that? Well, let's see that. What is that right there?
Magdalena, possessed by the devil.
Mhm.
So
Never seen
this
that
one is
No.
fucking hilarious. She gets possessed by a sex devil that makes her just want to have sex, and it is played like a horror movie. I have to cover this because there is nudity, but this is freaking hilarious.
Is the devil really just her pimp?
She literally gets possessed. Her eyes go in the back of her head. And she just tries to sleep with everybody, and it's like, oh my god, it's so weird.
Imagine if prostitutes were like that, running wild in real life.
Maybe it's an analogy, you know.
It's not far off.
Let's see. Evil Kangaroo says, after listening to Mr. Ballin podcast of the true story of Cocaine Bear, the movie looks like a huge exaggeration of the real story. Yeah, didn't the bear die? And when he ate the
obviously, you're
cocaine?
gonna fucking
Yeah.
exaggerate the story.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
died
What are you
like
gonna do?
13 minutes after eating the cocaine.
Yeah.
Bear eats
Honestly,
cocaine, then dies. Not much of a movie.
Jason says, I have to get the Blu-ray for Repossessed. Let's see. Ridley Cinema says, Scary Movie 6 needs to happen already. So much great horror they could parody from recent years. Yeah, those.
I'll
Yeah,
let
they,
you get the Wayans brothers back.
oh, yes. Fabio says, Evil Kangaroo, basically every horror movie based on a true story is an exaggeration. Of course, absolutely.
Always.
100%.
Amazing Ann says, Mike, you went to the Exorcist maze in Universal Horror Nights. Remember the throw up scene? Yes, I know the scene. Like, I've seen like scenes of the movie, and yes, I remember the Universal maze. I've never like seen the movie all the way through,
That was
but
a
I know
great
like the famous parts.
that was a great maze, man. They did such an amazing job on that. I love that, man. That was so cool.
Oh, Universal does such a great job on their mazes.
Hell yeah.
It's,
I go every year.
yeah,
Love
I
Horror
mean,
Nights.
they are the movie people for like horror practical effect work, so they're always amazing.
I agree.
Jason says, The Exorcist was the first horror film I ever watched. My devoutly Catholic grandmother introduced it to me when I was 8 or 9. There you go.
That's early.
Ridley Cinema says, have any of you seen Fear with Marky Mark? He is such a versatile actor and needs to step back into a horror role.
I got that
Isn't
on
there-
delivery March 9th.
I got the first release that they did of it. I was like, damn, now it's coming out the cool edition. I have that bare bones old one.
Isn't there a movie called Fear coming out this weekend?
Yeah.
Because I
With
March-
T.I.
oh,
It's a
okay.
horror movie. Yeah. It looks horrible. It looks horrible. But
It looks bad.
it comes out this week.
Also, the other one, Fear with the Wooden Man from Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that movie that movie scared me when I was a kid.
I used to love that movie.
Yeah,
I still have fun with it.
I was like, this is scary. Yeah, it's not scary now, but when I was a kid, scary.
It's a good one.
All right, yeah. Evil Kangaroo says, yeah, but the cocaine bear in the true story hasn't even had contact with humans, and they just found a dead bear full of cocaine. That's basically it. Well, there you go.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Based off a true story. That's it.
Yeah, it's the story if the bear didn't die with the cocaine. If he lived through it, what would have happened? All right, really, Cinema says The Exorcist is the only movie that generally gives me goosebumps because, as far as I'm concerned, that's some real world horror. I think it Possession and Real, and The Exorcist did it the best. Dell says, please, no more scary movies. I thought the third one was pretty good, from what I remember.
Is that the one where they peed from their finger, the aliens?
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so. Is that
Yeah.
the one that makes fun of signs and all that?
Yeah, there
That
it
was
is.
pretty good.
War of the Worlds.
Amazing Ann says, I always thought The Exorcist was real. Till this day, I think it's real. Hey, did you hear Las Vegas will have a year-long Universal Horror Nights? Yeah, it's like a special hotel, right? A Universal hotel. That looks awesome. Emmett says, are you sad the Cobra Kai... What? Emmett, this is not Cobra Kai questions, okay? Focus, Emmett. Focus. All right, fans of something here to support the two Vins. Also,
Yeah.
hey, everyone else,
What's up?
Venancio, what weren't you wearing glasses during a stream or not?
Don't worry about it.
What did you say?
What warrants you wearing glasses during a stream or not?
I know you. Well, I usually am wearing sunglasses in a stream. It's kind of one of my trademarks, but lately I've been not doing it, so I'm back and forth with it.
That ring light's too bright. That's why.
Exactly. It helps me, man. I'll be blinded.
Really Cinema says still waiting on Kevin Smith's Moose Jaws. Moose Jaws. I've not heard of that one. All right, so we are now getting to.
Shoot. I don't even remember what number we're at.
Second, we are now second place,
Okay.
runner up here. Our second favorite horror possession movie.
All right.
All right, Nate, what do we got?
All right, there's one that's pretty. I've left off my list on purpose, especially since I've gotten to go first. I'm gonna let someone else have it, but this is one. This is another one that's a little outside the box. Most of the other ones are pretty, demonic spirit possession type things. This one is, what if the evil spirit that possessed you, or evil that possessed you, was just rich white people? So I'm gonna go with Get Out as my number 2. This has all the traits of a possession film in that characters lose control of their life by a outside force. But I think this was such an original way to approach that. Jordan Peele, I mean, the script was great. Won an Oscar for it. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way. Like, I remember the hype around it. I was like, there's no way it's going to be that good. And I walked down, I was like, it's pretty much that good, in my opinion. I think it's not scary per se to me. I think the ideas in it are, can be very scary, but a really left field way to do a possession film. And I love that movie. I think it's hilarious. The script is great. The acting is great. And what hasn't been said about it already? So I'll just stop.
The score is actually very great in that one too. It has a really good score. It's funny too, man. For some reason, possession. I never thought of that, but it's obvious. They are being fucking possessed. So that's a really great pick, man. Great
Yeah,
pick.
I never thought of that either. I was always thinking of it as like a psychological thriller. But there you go. You justified it, Nate. So
Yeah.
if that
Had to
counts,
sell it, just in case.
my Omen one definitely counts if that counts. So I will say
Yes.
that.
Yeah, that's another one that I, of course, love, but it didn't jump out to me, Possession. But in the same line of thinking, I'm pretty sure no one's going to pull this, so I can say it. Has anyone seen that Kate Hudson film, The Skeleton Key?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
That does something kind of similar, and it did it like 10 years earlier.
That's right. That's true.
Jordan Peele saw the Skeleton Key and said, I can do this better. And then wrote Get Out.
The Side Hustle was ready
Hey,
with
there
the
it is.
Skeleton Key right there.
I was ready with Skeleton Key.
Where's my skeleton?
Steven,
can still pick it. No one's
called
picking
out his pick already.
Did I fuck that up for you?
What's that?
Did I
Oh
rob
yeah,
you?
yeah. You set
My
it up
bad.
for me there.
My bad.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I mean, I could still talk about it, but you're right. I mean, it's body swap. I mean, it's kind of possession. I always thought of it that way, but Skeleton Key's great. I love the the voodoo, the dark magic stuff. The sort of the feel of the movie, like it's very eerie. And I love the music that the voodoo music that they play. Anytime I watch this, that'll stick in my head for days. So yeah, I just think Skeleton Key, it's a great one. That'd be
That's
great
a
pick.
really nice
That's
version too. Is that a steelbook?
No, that's just the slipcover. That's one of mine. One of my slipcovers.
nice.
Oh, it's nice.
The movie's just the regular, regular Blu-ray.
Is
Yeah,
that a Joe Bob shirt you're wearing?
Yeah, Joe Bob Riggs.
Yeah, Joe Bob Briggs.
Yep.
All right.
What do we got? Second place.
So my number 2 has already been mentioned, actually. So, but again, I'm not going to change my list. But it is The Evil Dead. This one is signed by Bruce Campbell himself. And to be honest, the Evil Dead movies, I love them all equally. Literally all of them equally. Part 1, 2, Army of Darkness, and the remake. To me, they're all 10 out of 10s. I seen this movie at such a young age. I actually seen part 2 first. And it's funny because when I was a little kid watching that movie, nothing about it seemed funny. That was fucking creeped out when she's dancing, pulling off her head and stuff. I thought that was fucking creepy as hell when I was a little kid. But then as I got a little bit older, then I saw this one, and I was just like blown away when it comes to like the claymation things at the end with everybody like coming out of their, you know, like their skin peeling off and stuff. So fucking awesome. Bruce Campbell is the fucking man. You know, that's just so many awesome scenes. It's just action packed all the way through, and what they were able to accomplish with the small budget that they had on this movie. Fucking epic. And then also the Video Nasties, when they started banning a whole bunch of horror movies, this is the first movie that actually fought them back in court and won. And Evil Dead is the reason why we have uncensored movies nowadays, people. Evil Dead is the reason why.
The
And
love,
a signed copy too.
Yes,
Very
sir.
the love that spewed from you for that film. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Speaking
Love
of video nasties, has anybody seen Censor?
No, I haven't yet, man. I need to.
It's a good movie.
I need to get that one. Yeah, I need to get it.
All right, Rob, what do we got?
Alrighty, so this is one that I thought people might not think falls into the category of possession, but I definitely think it does. Ghostbusters, with Sigourney Weaver becoming that demonic presence, but it's Ghostbusters, one of the best comedy horror movies of all time, top-notch cast. In my opinion, if you take out the all-girl version, all three of the movies are really great movies. I can watch them anytime. But yeah, Ghostbusters, some of the most, like people say some of the lines over and over again. You hear the lines everywhere you go. People just love these Ghostbuster movies, and I think it sticks into possession.
I think so.
Definitely, man. That's a great movie.
Gozer.
Yeah.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
Yeah, I was totally not expecting that pool, Rob. So that was a good one. Absolutely great pick right there.
Definitely.
All right, Vin, second place.
All right, my number 2 might show up later on the stream, but I'm going with The Exorcist.
Nice.
I just watched this one today. Actually, does anybody else have this slip? I feel like it's like a out of region slip, and then the inside is the normal artwork.
I've never seen that slip.
Looks like a UK, it's definitely region 2.
Yeah.
A nice slip.
The disc is region A though. I don't know how that worked, but the film I had seen it, but it had been a long time. So don't feel bad, Mike. I hadn't seen this film in its entirety for 25 years. But I had to watch it today to get ready for tonight, and it holds up. We kind of touched on it earlier, but as far as special effects and things like that, when supernatural things happen, or you know things that you might think might not hold up, everything holds up really, really well. And I think watching this in 2023 alone in my basement, how I watched it today, there were things that came out of Reagan's mouth. There were things that she did, and I'm sure you guys all know. I'm not going to go through it, but her dialogue and some things that she did when she was possessed, I can't imagine sitting in a theater in 1973, whenever it was. If you're sitting there in the 1970s and watching that film for the first time, there's no fucking... I mean, that's why this film is so iconic. What it did for its time is unbelievable, because if you put this film out today, it would be a problem. And this came out in 1973.
And Vin, would you recommend the director's cut for the first time watch, or go with the theatrical?
Well, I hadn't seen it in so long, so I went with the theatrical cut, but I did some research, and apparently I might be wrong, but the only difference is there's some slight differences to the ending. Nothing that's that substantial.
No, there's more, dude. There's
more?
Yeah, because the film was like re-released in like 2007 or something like that, with this extra footage that they either found or knew that was there or something like that. So like the spider walk when she's walking upside down.
Yeah,
down
that
the
was
stairs,
missing.
that-
I was
that's
waiting
new.
for that.
That's new. That was not in the original theatrical cut.
I was waiting for that fucking scene,
Yeah.
and it didn't show up.
Yeah, that
So-
was in that version you've never
that's
seen
the-
before re-release.
Yeah.
But you
And
know,
we're-
you just said something that I was waiting for someone else to mention it, but you said something, Vin, when you're talking about The Exorcist, which is the reason why the remake is what I'm not interested in, and that's that the balls that they had to make that the content, they will not do that now. There's no studio that'll put it out now.
No way.
There's no director
No
that will
fucking
film
way.
it.
No way.
And it's going to be a neutered version, which is like, then what do I want that for? You know, I'll
well,
just watch.
maybe not. Maybe
something
not.
else.
Look at Evil Dead. That's not a neutered remake.
True. That's true. But I mean, that's also what 2013. It's different. That's 10 years ago at this point. A lot has changed, I would say, in the film industry, that I just am very concerned that it will just be soft in a way.
There's
So-
scenes in that film where she takes the crucifix and she stabs herself and says what she says,
Yeah.
and then she makes her mother do
Yep.
what she does.
Yep.
Come on.
Mike, you got to see this movie, Mike.
I know.
Where have you
I'm
been?
ready for it. I'm ready for it.
You explained that you took so many words out of my mouth that I would want to say about that movie. Spot on, dude. Right on. Yes, I feel the same way.
Classic.
All right. Well, speaking of classic possession movies, well, we were talking about it backstage. At first, I didn't know if we were going to count this, but people were saying it counted, so I might as well pool it because nobody else did yet. We'll go with all the Chucky movies because you got the voodoo stuff, Charles Lee Ray's spirit, possessing the doll. So even though it's a slasher movie, we're going to count it as a possession movie here in Awesome Lenticular as well. So I'll take that. But Chucky movies, what is there to say about them that haven't been said? Great movies. Especially, I really like actually the sequel is actually quite good as well. The first two are really good. Second one, probably my favorite. Third's not bad either. I know people hated the third for a while, but the third is solid as well. So, and actually the Bride one isn't terrible either. Seed of Chucky, it loses me at that point, but Chucky movies are great. So I'm going to count it for a pick because that's pretty much what I have left.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike, on part 2.
Oh,
I like
part
you.
2 is so good. Oh, especially that scene with like the yardstick with the teacher just bust out of the. Oh my goodness, that is great.
I showed my youngest kid all the Child's Plays, and he's 6. At the time, he was 6, and he sat there and he came down when I was watching it. I didn't try to make him watch it, and he just sat there and was like mesmerized. And then he wanted to watch part 2 and part 3, which he did, and he loved it. And then he loved the film so much, I got the Scream Factory releases for myself, and it came with those posters.
Yep.
And I was like, "Hey, you want to put these posters in your room?" He was like, "Yes, let's go."
Wow, that's awesome.
That's amazing. Coolest dad ever, right
I
there. with
put
the
the posters.
and everything. Oh my
I put the posters in his room. The next night, he was like, "It's a wrap. No, get those posters out of my room."
I was gonna
Short-lived.
say, man, my son, he's 5 right now, and he's watched some pretty crazy stuff with me. But man, anything in his room though, if I were to even leave the movie in his room, it'd be like, I'm not sleeping here tonight.
I had to take it down. It looked so good. I had just painted his walls. I redid his bedroom, and I hung these nice framed Chucky posters up. I was like, "Nice, my son's a badass." And that night, he was like, "No." No.
No, I'm not, Dad. Take it back.
I know. Imagine if you put the actual Chucky doll in there. If you had one of those, I mean, oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
All right, we got Fabio saying, "Have any of you seen Good Night, Mommy? I was disappointed by the 2022 remake. Love the original. Have you all seen that one?
Yeah, the original one was great. That's a foreign film, but it was really good.
I'm gonna
Original is
check it out. Never
awesome.
heard of it.
Original's great. I watched the remake. Not worth it.
Not great.
Original is great.
Yep, Dell saying that original is fantastic. Let's see. Ridley Cinema saying Get Out and Jordan Peele is extremely overrated. Just my opinion. I did like Us, and I did like Us, and I still need to watch his newest. Jordan Peele, I think, is amazing. I think he's a great director. I like all of his movies. I will probably say my favorite is still Get Out, though, but I think they're all good.
Same.
Yeah, Amazing
I
Anna
feel, like
saying
my,
nope.
I feel like my favorites go literally in the way that he made. Get Out to me is the best. Then Us is second best. Then Nope is his last to me.
That's me too. That's my order.
I will
as well.
flip flop. Us and Nope, personally.
Definitely.
But Nope had that sci-fi. It was more sci-fi than like horror or anything.
I just didn't like the fact that, I mean, it looks like a spaceship, but that's the alien. Like, and then at the
Yeah.
end, like
It
he'd
looks like a bed sheet.
It's a blanket.
Exactly.
And then he pops like a balloon.
Looked like a giant kite.
Planet Mondo says, would you consider Black Swan a possession movie? Anybody seen Black Swan?
I have. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's possessed
yeah,
by the
yeah.
need to be the best.
I would say that's just her own mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Delon Movie says Skeleton Key is underrated. Nice pick.
Yeah.
Robert saying, how about Maximum Overdrive and
Yeah.
the Serpent and the Rainbow?
The
Serpent in the Rainbow.
that one's kind of like is he possessed, or does he take
It's
the
voodoo,
the-
right?
Yeah, it's voodoo. Yeah, so I guess
That's another one of those Wes Craven movies. That's like
that's my favorite Wes Craven movie, but I
Yeah.
never thought of it as a possession film.
Same.
But it is an amazing film.
Amazing Anna is saying, Black Swan, I feel it's like a more psychological movie, kind of like a different persona. But thinking about it and after seeing Last Night in Soho kind of makes me think it can be possession. And then Amazing Anna's like, what about Venom and Mask? Now we're just getting too wild with it. Really Cinema is saying, I would love to see a sequel to the alternate ending of Army of Darkness, where Ash is in the king of a primitive tribe that fights back against the Deadites, Mad Max style. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I love Army of Darkness. Actually, that's my favorite out of the Evil Dead series.
Army of
So
Darkness is so much fucking fun, and the
Yeah.
thing about it, there's like 4 different cuts, and like every single one of them is hugely different. It's like you're watching a whole fucking different movie. It's so neat to watch all the different cuts.
Fabio says, somewhat of a thriller, but I consider it horror. Has anyone seen Vivarium with Jesse
I love
Eisenberg?
that movie. I
It's
love
good.
that movie. Yeah,
It's
That
good
was a great-
shit. It's a good psychological little ride there.
yeah, that was a great movie. I loved it.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be another stream. I'll do a psychological thriller stream. Absolutely. Robert saying, I have the Exorcist digibook. Amazing Anna saying, Smile is a new one. That is a really good one. I enjoyed Smile. I was pretty surprised by that.
Half Vivarium, nice.
Nice. Let's see. Robert saying the Spider Walk. Gus saying the director's cut has Reagan possessed going down the stairs backwards. Yeah, I heard about that scene, so now I know to definitely watch the director's cut. Just get that at least.
Definitely watch the director's cut.
Ridley Cinema says Mr. Howdy can take a long walk off a short pier. And then
That's
is
an
the Exorcist titillating yet, Mike? I don't know if I'd say titillating. I think that's the first time I've ever said that word, actually. That's a fun word to say, though. Dell says, Friends to the End. Yes, the Chucky movies. Horror more. Yes, Chucky. Excellent choice, Mike. Yeah, that was one I was debating on, but everybody backstage was like, that counts. That okay, I'll take it then if nobody else takes it. All right, Jason says, I wish I could watch your first time reaction to The Exorcist, Mike, but I really hope you will enjoy it. Maybe a watch along. Never done one, but who knows? Fans of Something says, if Little Nicky isn't on somebody's list, that is such a good movie. I love Little Nicky. That movie is hilarious.
It's a blast.
Oh, that movie's so good.
You know,
Yeah.
Mike, that's actually a really good idea for you, man. That would be so cool to see your reaction to watching Exorcist. I mean, if you could really focus and pay attention to the movie while you're doing that, that would be an interesting thing, is to see your fucking reaction,
Yeah.
like so genuine like that, because it's a trippy movie,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. Yeah, I just never have done watch-alongs before, but I've been thinking about them, so I might try it. Maybe I'll get like a group together for that and we'll watch it through. Amazing Anna says, that is me. Hell no, am I going to have anything scary in our room? So I guess no Chucky doll in the bedroom. Amazing Anna says, oh my gosh, I love Little Nicky. Hell yeah. Robert makes a cut. How about the End of Days?
Oh, with Arnold?
Mhm.
That's a good movie.
Fabio says, The People Under the
I know
Stairs
what I'm
is a
doing.
great underrated Wes Craven movie. That's one I still need to see.
That movie's wild.
You got to see that one. It's good, Mike.
There it is.
There you
End
go.
of days.
Jason says, do any of you guys own the 4K copy of The Incredible Melty Man from 77 from Vinegar Syndrome? Great makeup effects from Rick
Yeah.
Baker.
Very good for that year. Really good.
Let's see. Amazing Anna says, oh, hell no. You're probably going to hear my yelling or my commentary when he watches it. There you go. That'll be a Valentine's Day date night. All right. Gus says, with Disney's The Watcher in the Woods a possessed movie? Never heard of that one.
Never heard of it.
Never seen
I
it.
don't know if Gus is being funny though. He might be.
I feel like he is. He asked us what was our favorite Disney princess movie. So.
Oh, there you go. That's why. All right. So we are now on to our first favorite horror possession movie, number 1. All right. And as we get into this, of course, just another reminder, make sure you possess that subscribe button if you're joining in for the first time. Keep possessing that like, keep smashing it, keep those comments coming in. And if you can, super chat the channel. That is a whole lot of help so I can get those mega bucks to put to some of these amazing horror movie recommendations everybody has had tonight. All right. So our number 1 pick. What do we got, Nate?
All right. So my number 1, technically speaking, this is not my number 1 favorite. But that would probably be the same one that a lot of people are talking about, Exorcist or Conjuring, one of them. But I saved this one for last because I wasn't sure anyone was going to pick it. I still don't. I mean, it is a couple years old now, but even when it came out, I didn't personally see a lot of love for it. I know the diehard horror people, so I'm guessing some people here may have seen it, but like common horror fans are like not really talked about that much. And it's a movie that I watched it, and another one that, as far as a recent movie that kind of, you know, gave me the chills a little bit. It's pretty scary. The mood is incredible. This is from the director of The Strangers, and it's a movie called The Dark and the Wicked. I don't know if you guys have seen this one.
I just rewatched it today.
Okay. So maybe you can attest. Maybe you like it. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But I think it is a super, super, super underrated horror movie. It is scary. It has a really good, like I said, the moodiness, the atmosphere of it is very chilling. And it's a really good, interesting story. I wish it came out in theaters. As far as I know, it didn't. I think it played some festivals and then probably went to like Shudder or something like that.
It was a Shudder exclusive.
Okay, yeah, because I do know it played festivals. So Shudder then snapped up the rights, and then of course, RLJE put out the Blu-ray. But if you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. That's why I saved it for number 1, because I just think it's one of those movies that more people should watch if they haven't seen it. So I'm gonna go with that for number 1. And it's not the classic possession movie, but it's definitely it's an evil entity, but it's not like the over the top sort of, demon goes in you get all crazy looking and that kind of movie. But it's really, really chilling and really good.
Bro, when she starts chopping off her fucking fingers,
Oh, the
that's
mom.
fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
That one, dude. I watched it today because I kind of knew exactly where the majority of my things were lining up, but that was one that I had on the fence, and I was like, man, I remember when I watched it that was a fucking great ass one. I just want to see if it kind of went in there, and it would probably be my number 6. So it's very close, but that's a fucking great one, man. Really good movie.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but like it should get. I mean, I love The Strangers. I thought The Strangers was like a really great movie, kind of not low budget, but simple home invasion movie. And I think this was a really great follow. I know he did this movie called Monster in between that I'm not crazy about, but this was probably his best movie since The Strangers. Brian Bertino is the director.
I agree.
I've seen that movie. It's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So my number 1, my favorite possession horror movie of all time is The Exorcist. And this one is signed by Linda Blair right there herself. This movie, I think the first time I attempted to watch it I was maybe 6 or 7. And then I remember my older cousins were in the living room watching it. And I remember my dad telling me, no, that you don't want to go in there, man. I know you like scary movies, but this is kind of on a different level. And I said, no, I could do it. I could do it. And blah, blah. And once it started happening, I was like, oh, shit, I got to leave. And it stuck in my head for so long. And then I think once I got like maybe 9, 10, something like that, then I finally had the courage to finish it. And man, this, just like how Vince says, I wish, me personally, I wish I would give anything to be there the year that this came out in theaters and just see the people's reaction. Because, I mean, that's just fucking mind-blowing that people were passing out, throwing up, all this kind of stuff like that. And for it to happen that time, it's so incredible. And every time I watch this movie, it still has an effect on me. It is nightmarish to see the stuff that she does. It's nightmarish to see the look of her face as it gets more and more possessed and how it starts getting more control over her. I mean, it's crazy. The score that goes along with it is nightmarish. This is a fucking masterpiece. And if you know more about the behind the scenes, the special effects, and how real everything kind of was, just the way that they filmed it and how many people got hurt. I mean, the mother, she actually had to fucking be hospitalized because she fucked up her back when they started pulling her on the things to make it look like she's going across. Well, she did fly across the fucking room and actually hurt her back, And so it's very, very awesome. This movie holds up so well. And for it to be as old as it is and say that, it's crazy. This movie is a masterpiece. I love it.
It's the original haunted film. That if you guys see that movie or that show Haunted Films, I forget what channel it came on, and they did the episode on that. And there's like a guy who was like murdered somebody, played a doctor or something in the movie. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I just watched this literally today, so it's very fresh in my mind. But one thing that hasn't been touched on is there's scenes in the film Father Karras where he's having a nightmare, and in his nightmare he's seeing visions of his mother, but you'll see flashes of a white-faced face or demon. And then during the exorcism of Regan, at certain points, you'll see her face kind of in just very quick flashes, subtle over with that demon face, which is very cool. Very subtle. You got to watch for it. But
It's funny too, man. Whenever I used to always tell my kid, whenever they do something wrong, I would say, "Why you do this to me, Demi? Why?" You'll get it when you watch it. My bad, but it's like, why you do
that?
This
demon was a ruthless bastard.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
All right, Side Hustle. What do we got? Number one.
Well, number one, I mean, of course, The Exorcist was on there as well, kind of a 1A, 1B kind of situation. So, but we've talked a lot about this one, so I'm going to set that one aside and go with The Shining. This one, it's, the guy goes mad. He's in the hotel. The hotel is evil, and, they're taking care of the hotel during the, everyone's seen the movie, but just watching his transformation, from being like this really optimistic guy, in the beginning of the movie, and how he just kind of devolves into this, kind of crazy person, and the tension between him and like Shelley Long and in that movie is just, it's kind of like crazy. It's like almost hard to watch, and but I just love it. It's so creepy. The snow and the hotel being empty. It just creates that really kind of almost a lonely feeling, and then just all the random ghosts and things that pop up. Just excellent. And then of course the third act, because it's kind of a slow burn, but when that third act kicks in, it's just so iconic, and really just an awesome movie. And along with The Exorcist, it's like kind of 1A, 1B, I think, as far as the possession stuff goes.
Heck yeah, man, that is a classic right there. I mean, his acting too, his acting and her acting, they are just so top notch, man. There are times where I feel so bad for her in that movie. It's like, damn, he's such an asshole to her, but he's just losing his mind out there. It's just, it's a very impactful movie.
Yeah. Right when Mike invited me to this stream, like one of the first little synapses to fire off in my brain was The Shining.
Yeah.
Because I love that fucking movie so much, and I've read the novel. And I don't know who else maybe has watched the TV movie.
I've seen it. Yeah,
I haven't. No.
They made a made for TV movie. It's broken up.
Steven Weber.
Yes,
in that one.
But great movie. Great movie.
I've been to the hotel though, the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, which is where Stephen King was staying when he wrote it, because that hotel is supposedly haunted. And the funny thing is they filmed scenes from the remake that you mentioned, because they have a tour you could do, and they have like Steven Weber, like it's, all this stuff. And also they filmed Dumb and Dumber there. That's where they stay at when they have all the money. And he goes to the bar, and they still have the news clipping of they landed on the moon and all that. So I went to the real one, and we did like a haunted tour. It wasn't that haunted, but it was pretty neat. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was like a real like hotel you could go to and everything. But that's
well, it's not the Overlook in the movie.
Oh, okay. I
but
thought
it's
it was for a second. I'm like,
no, the real hotel's called the Stanley, and it's what inspired. It was like where he was staying. That was like he was like super. I think he was like on either drugs or drinking a lot. But it's such an evil place that I guess it really inspired him to write about a haunted hotel, and that's kind of where the whole thing was.
It possessed him to write that.
The hotel
book.
possessed him. Yeah.
And he was hanging with Cocaine Bear.
Alrighty, guys. So for my first, I went with The Evil Dead. I love these movies, and more of the reason it's my number one is because of I went out to the theater once, and it was Bruce Campbell doing this like COVID tour where he was keeping his distance, but he would still talk to you, sign things. And I got to see this and Bubba Hotep back to back with him there watching with us. It was a great time. I also got this, which is like, it's an authentic piece of the original cabin that it was filmed in, and that it tells you exactly what room it's from, where it was from. That was great, but it's just all the memories from this movie. I've seen it so many times. It's so great. I think it's one of the best possession films. But yeah, if you've never been to the Mahoning Drive-In Theater out in PA, they do tons of horror movies all the time throughout the summer. And they do events like that where you can meet the people. And Bruce Campbell, you can't go wrong with that, man. He makes great movies, and all three of the Evil Deads, the first two, Army of Darkness, 2013, they're all great films. And I can't wait for the new one to come out. That looks like a lot of fun, which I think they said it's a sequel to the original. And that's why it's like supposed to be like all these years later. And yeah, Evil Dead.
Wow, that's
Rob, you busting out the piece of the cabin.
That is sick.
Yeah, the piece of the cabin was so cool to get, because I was like, what's better than, grabbing a piece of the cabin from 2020? They said it was from when they knocked it down. But yeah, they kept all these little pieces, and they were giving them away and stuff. Yep.
That is cool. Yeah, I actually met him at a book signing, because he has those Confessions of a B horror movie actor. So I went to one of his book signings in San Francisco, and that guy, he's such a character, man. His smart ass personality is so on point and so quick. It's so funny, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then Vin, you're gonna be up right now, but while you're going over your number one, I'm gonna go run and grab my number one. So go for it, Vin.
All right. I'm pretty excited about my number one because it hasn't been mentioned yet. And ever since I first saw this film, that was right around the time I think I first started on YouTube. And I've been championing this film ever since. And that is The Black Coat's Daughter. Now, this is a movie that was put out by A24. And I just rewatched this tonight just to make sure that I felt the same way about it, because I've only seen this film once before today, but it never left me. So once I knew I was going to do this stream, I was like, yeah, Black Coat's Daughter is going to be like one of the top few. But I wanted to rewatch it today, and upon rewatching it, for me, it solidified itself right there at the top spot. I love this movie. I think that this is one that maybe a lot of us maybe not haven't heard of, but it's a slow burn film. It's only 90 minutes, so I encourage everybody out there to go watch it. I think it's on Netflix. But this is in line of psychological horror, slow burn horror. It focuses on the first time you watch it, it's a little bit disorienting because it does tell its story in a kind of a time jumping, fragmented style. But once you wrap your head around that, there's imagery in this movie that's so amazing. It's very quiet. This is the type of movie you have to turn everything off, put your fucking phone away, turn the lights off, turn your system up to the fucking top, and just let it take you, because I really just can't say enough good about it. And then when it wants to be brutal, there's very few elements of this film that are brutal, but when it wants to be brutal, as far as like gore and violence, it's fucking brutal. And this, I can't spoil it for you. I wish I could talk spoilers, but I won't. But this film, possession wise, does something that I've never seen any other possession film do. And I wish I could tell you what that was. I can't, but Black Coat's Daughter, go watch it, please. Love this movie.
Awesome, man. I need to rewatch it. It's been forever since I've seen that movie. I need to rewatch it. You just convinced me on the rewatch.
A24, right? One of the early kind of A24 horror. Yeah, it was good. It was. I remember watching it and feeling the same way. Like, what the heck did I just watch? But in a good way, you know. I thought it was really, really good.
I've never seen it, but I got you now.
And Emma Roberts, like the acting is really good. That's the first movie I saw Lucy Boynton in, and she kind of went on to do a couple other things too. Kiernan Shipka and Emma Roberts are both really, really good in it.
Kiernan Shipka, you knew the names right off the rip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kiernan Shipka, Cat, fucking amazing. When she starts to lose it, oh my god, so good. When she's like starting to be possessed, amazing.
Yeah.
All right, now getting into my number one, my first place here. I had to go run and get this one, and this one's going to be a tie because these are two of the absolute undisputed best horror movies of all time. I had to run and get the Blumhouse collection to point out Truth or Dare and Ouija, both amazing. Everybody loves these movies. They're so good. Just joking on that one. I almost had some of you going, right? I thought I was going to have to pull those because I thought I ran out of horror possession movies here. But then I thought about one, and I'm like, if Chucky counts, then I'm going to count this one, and we're going to go with Jason Goes to Hell. You got Jason Spirit possessing people. There you go. So it totally works for me for a possession movie. But I think this is a really underrated Friday the 13th movie. I think it's fantastic, especially when it comes together at the end and it's bringing in stuff like the Necronomicon, you know, Evil Dead little flavor in there brings in that book. You also get, of course, you know, Freddy's glove at the end, you know, pulls up from hell and all that good stuff, kind of foreshadowing Freddy versus Jason. So there's a lot of great stuff in here. I know people don't like this one a lot of the times, but I think it's quite a good movie. I enjoy this one. It's a fun time. But there we go. Jason Goes to Hell. And it looks cool too.
I agree with you, Mike. I don't know why that movie gets hated on so much. I think it is fun, and when you really think of it, man, it's almost like another version of the movie Shocker. It's like the same shit almost. So I have fun with that one, man. I don't know why it gets so much hate. I think it's fun.
Yeah, and I love how it just pulls in those other things too, like the other horror stuff, like having the Necronomicon right there from Evil Dead. It's like, oh my, is that really in a Friday the 13th movie? And then Freddy's glove at the end, you're like, oh my gosh, give me Freddy versus Jason now.
They
good gore.
That long ago, and we waited how long until it actually came out? That's a trip.
All right. Let's see. We got Gus here saying, I'm not joking. The little girl in the movie gets possessed by the entity. Oh, all right. Jason says, love that movie, Gus. Gus says it has Betty Davis and Kyle Richards. Let's see. Ridley says, is Ginger Dead Man possession? Anybody have Ginger
Technically,
Dead
yeah.
Man?
I mean, possesses a cookie.
Yeah.
Ridley Cinema says, if Mike doesn't watch The Exorcist right after the stream, we have failed as a society. I've been waiting on the 4K. That's why I've been waiting.
When does
on
that come out?
I don't even know if it has an official.
That's too
date
long.
yet.
Put it in.
I think we actually get The Exorcist 3 on 4K before we're getting The Exorcist on
Oh,
4K. So
Exorcist
weird.
It's great also.
There's a good movie, but it's weird that that's getting a 4K first.
Yeah.
Evil Kangaroo says, I personally think The Shining is in Jack Nicholson's top 5 performances. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Ridley Cinema says, doesn't anyone else hear the faint whistling? Not sure if someone is having a technical glitch. Hopefully it's not me.
Hopefully.
Let's see. Evil Kangaroo said, Ridley Cinema. Yeah, I've been hearing that throughout. Very slight, though. Hopefully it's not me. I don't know. Sorry about that, everybody. Jason says, have any of you guys seen that Netflix documentary where William Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist, got permission to record a real exorcism? Evil Kangaroo says, hold on, guys. Would you consider The Lord of the Rings to be a possession movie? Lord of the Rings? What? Did I read that correctly? I'm like, what? Tail said, awesome.
Yes, because Gollum becomes possessed by the
there
ring.
you
I
go.
think that's what he's going for. I think that's the connection.
Fabio saying Blackcoat's daughter is so good. Evil Kangaroo says The Others is a great ghost movie, but it's more of a haunting than a possession one. Gus is saying laugh all out evil. The original Fuzz says great choices tonight, everyone. You guys are rocking on my greatest hits. Go to possession films. Gus is saying is Scary Movie a possession movie? Amazing Anna says maybe the stream is possessed. That it is. That is. Especially with Rob bringing in, the cabin piece right there. It's probably possessing everybody over, everybody's equipment over here. Ridley Cinema says we need a horror icons battle royale movie already. Yes, yeah, the box office would be split 10 different ways, but fans there. I've always thought of that kind of movie. Have a horror tournament movie. You got Pinhead as the host for it, and it's like Mortal Kombat style, and you got all the horror icons throwing down. We need that movie. Why hasn't it happened?
Who wins?
Dude, that would be the cool thing. Who would win at that?
Yeah.
Let's start the Indiegogo right after this.
Anthony's Horror and More. The Blackcoat's Daughter was really solid. You definitely need to be locked in for that movie, but it's a great slow burn horror film. Great pick. Gus, is X-Men a possession? Gus, you're cracking me up tonight. Dude who loves movies. What's up, dude and dudettes? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Absolutely. Just go ahead and possess that like button tonight. Gus is saying Lopke Wopke. Dude who loves movies, Gus Gus Goose. All right. My favorite possession movie is Child Play 2. Yep, Child Play 2. That's my favorite of the Chucky ones. Absolutely. Amazing Anna says, I might need to bring some holy water and bless your computer then and the whole house now. Well, there you go. Ridley Cinema says, get Linda Blair to watch The Exorcist with you. She probably needs the work. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, I guess we will get into our honorable mentions here for anybody that has them. Or I guess in this case, some horrific mentions. All right. Nate, what do we got for those?
Mine were all picked, so that's cool. It worked out. I had Child's Play, the first Child's Play, as one of mine. I had Evil Dead 1 and 2. Even though I like remake better, so that's why it was kind of on the back burner. Jennifer's Body, as well. And then you actually just picked the last one I had, which was Jason Goes Down. Now, I think this movie's not amazing. However, I have a lot of nostalgia for it. So the first two Friday the 13th movies I saw when I was a kid was Jason Takes Manhattan and this one. Like, I hadn't seen the original. I hadn't seen none of them. And so because of that, as an adult and like as a person who like over time kind of developed a love of film and, I recognize they're not that good, but I don't care. And I enjoy those two better than some of the other ones. So yeah, Jason Goes to Hell. I mean, he's possessed by a worm. He turns into a worm that goes into people's body. It has really good gore though. Like the unrated version, the kills are pretty nasty. It's a fun movie. It's not great, but it's fun.
Thank you.
All right, Venencia, what's our horrific mentions?
To be honest, I didn't really pick anything. So basically everything that you guys said would be an honorable mention of mine. I did have the marked ones from Paranormal Activity that I did pull out. I really, really love this movie. And I find it, I mean, you know, the parts where he's like asking the fucking Simon Says thing questions, and it's like beeping for once for yes and twice for no, and then he starts like, you know, having these powers and stuff. I thought it was just really, really creepy. Very creepy ass atmosphere too when they're going down in the witch lady's basement and stuff. Were really creepy stuff. But other than that, you know, same thing. The Child's Play movies, I actually enjoy 1 through 3 very, very much. I have fun with Bride. All the other ones are kind of trash, but I do like the remake. The remake, I had a lot of fun with that one as well. Shocker, I love that one was mentioned tonight too. Yeah, so probably everything that everybody's been saying, man. Not a whole lot that's new.
All right, Side Hustle, we got any horrific mentions?
Yeah, I got a few. Also a couple little notes here. If anyone wants to check out the like a filming locations for Jason Goes to Hell, Tampa J. I don't know if anyone watches his channel, but he's like a vlogger, and he just did like filming locations like about a few weeks ago for Jason Goes to Hell, and it was pretty interesting. And then on the Exorcist, you know, something else that I thought was kind of weird, like Linda Blair now, you know, signs everything, kind of embraces the movie. She went like a long while where she would not sign anything Exorcist related, wouldn't take questions during interviews. I mean, I don't know if her stance changed or if it's just like a money thing, but
Rob's like muddy. Definitely the muddy.
She is the rudest celebrity I've met in my entire life. I am so glad I met her and I have it signed, and I never even have to look her way if I ever see her again. She's a freaking witch, man. She's horrible. So I can definitely see that.
I've heard that. I've heard stories like that.
Well, it's true.
Some of my picks here. Body Parts was another one that you know, was kind of that possessed, you know, body part kind of movie. Ninja 3, The Domination. Who likes this one?
That's a good one.
I love this movie.
I have that movie and I've never watched it.
It's fun.
Oh, it's a great one. Yeah, I mean, she's like a utility worker, and then the ninja's like, you know, getting chased down, but only a ninja can kill a ninja. So he like possesses her body, and then she just turns into a total badass the rest of the movie. And that was good. Antlers was another pretty good one that kind of recent, had some possession, and
right now,
you know, Studio 666.
I haven't
that
one yet either.
That was fun, but
a little goofy, but yeah,
it's definitely goofy. But if you like a kind of a comedy, you know, horror comedy,
and compared to Skinamarink, that's a masterpiece. So I would watch Studio 666 like 5 times over watching Skinamarink again. So.
And I just love the Foo Fighters, man. I mean, you know, so and that's about it. I mean, I had Demons as well, you know, picked, and I had some of the ones that you guys picked, but yeah, a lot of fun. I got a couple good recommendations tonight. And that's really what I was looking for.
Definitely.
All right, Rob, do you got any horrific mentions?
I had Exorcism of Emily Rose. Idle Hands was picked a few times, but definitely a great one. And then Hereditary, one of my favorites of the past like 10 years. Great movie. And yeah, that's the other ones that I had.
All right, Vin, did you have any?
I have one that I watched that almost made my top 5, but not quite. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know, but that's The Evil Dead. This is my favorite of the franchise, but this movie is kind of just it's very simple. it is what it is, and I think that it does a great job at doing what it tries to do. I think I reviewed it on Letterboxd, kind of like if Rob Zombie took over the Evil Dead franchise, but then he also had an assistant who was like, Rob Zombie, chill, don't be so Rob Zombie like, and then give him some more gore and different things going on. Like it has that gritty, dark theme that Rob Zombie brings into it without that fucking dialogue that sometimes Rob Zombie brings.
Without Sherry Moon Zombie.
Yeah. So I like the dark, gritty feel to this film, and I like the gore, and it's a great watch for what it is. It didn't make my top 5, but I like this movie a lot.
All right. Oh, and the Gus just has the funniest comments in the chat. Is Doctor Strange 2 a possession movie? Because you get Sam Raimi in there, and there is a little possession going on. But the chat is definitely having a lot of fun tonight. But I'll give everybody a chance to kind of close out, promote anything they want, say anything they want to the audience. Because I totally don't have any more honorable mentions. You guys blew through my top 5 in the first round. So I was kind of picking what I could by the end of it. But Nate, we'll start with you. What would you like to say to the people out there?
Of course. Thank you for having me on, Mike. Again, it was a good time, and other panelists, you guys are awesome. I follow all of you on Instagram. Well, now I do. So it was great talking with you guys. I love horror movies. You can catch me on Instagram if you don't follow me already. Nateflix Reviews is my Instagram. And then here on YouTube, of course, you see it there in my name. Geeks and Flicks is our channel. We do lives normally at this time, normally Monday nights, but my partner, Alex, he's sick. So we've taken a couple weeks off. Also, if you're into action movies, I love horror. He doesn't love horror, but we both love action. So we have a podcast, Action Movie Guys Podcast, where we break down action movies from different franchises, different like solo action films. So if you're into action, we're on everything: Spotify, Apple, Google Play, iHeartRadio. So Action Movie Guys Podcast, you can catch me there as well.
All right, then we got the horror cholo. What do we got?
Yeah, Mike. Again, I had a blast tonight. I thought this was came out way good, man. I had a blast talking about all these movies. All you guys are awesome. It's been really fun. I am on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Letterboxd. All of them. Benicio the Horror Cholo. I've been putting out a lot of content on YouTube, so if you like horror movies, definitely probably something interesting over there. Instagram, I kind of post more family kind of stuff on there, and I log every single movie that I watch on Letterboxd. So appreciate everybody. Again, Mike, thank you for having me, and check out my shit.
All right, and Side Hustle.
Side Hustle Cinema here. That's the channel. You can check that out. I do a variety of things. I do mystery boxes usually at the beginning of the month, and then I try to do some weekly haul updates. I am into the custom slip covers, and I have an eBay store. You can look it up, Side Hustle Cinema, and I'll do like a video every now and then and show you like some of the new ones that I've been, making, and 4K reviews, different things like that. And yeah, that's about what I got going on. And
Rob, what do we got?
What's up, guys? You can check me out on YouTube at Rob Knapp or on Instagram at Rob the Hard Barber. I want to thank Mike for having me again. Check everybody else out here. They have great channels, some great stuff to watch. And for me, I got some like unboxings coming up. I'm starting out good to get out and see some of these newer releases. I'll be reviewing those. And I always am putting up some horror stuff, so check me out.
All right, and Vin.
So you can find me on Hard Copy Blues on Instagram, YouTube, and my letterbox is Aceto866. I'm not going to bother. I guess I will bother spelling it out. It's ACETO866. But I just log all my films on there, and I sometimes give reviews, but yeah, I'm happy to be on this live stream, and I hope to be on more in the future. And yeah, thanks for checking out the video tonight, everybody.
All right. And for me, of course, thank you so much, my amazing panelists tonight. You guys were absolutely wonderful. The horror movie knowledge you brought to me today and the audience. We got tons of great recommendations for everybody to watch now. And so I'm ready for all these horror movies. I got some homework to do now, especially with The Exorcist. I hear you guys out there. That's on top list priority right now. So I'm ready for that. For my channel, I have another live stream coming up, which is going to be Saturday night. And that is actually going to be a found footage live stream, which Nate is also going to be on that one, and some awesome panelist members as well. So that's going to be really fun. So Saturday night, same time. You guys are horror movie fans out there, so you're definitely going to want to tune into that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun. And once again, thank you to the audience for all the likes, all the comments. The super chats tonight were absolutely amazing. So thank you all for being able to do that. That was absolutely wonderful. And yeah, so there we go. And I have other videos, pre-recorded videos dropping in the next couple days as well. I think I had one drop today that was the January monthly challenge. So if you have not taken on the January challenge as a collector, everybody go out, watch the video, see the rules on that, and hopefully I can see some January challenge videos out there. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for my channel. But once again, it was a great night, a lot of fun. So everybody have a good night out there. Make sure you watch some awesome horror possession movies now, right before you go to bed. Have a great night, everyone.